Hey, y'all.
And welcome back to another episode of the Good Intentions Podcast. You know who it is. It's your girl, Queen Cass.
And it's your girl, Giddy Love. And if this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Good Intentions Podcast and also on IG at Good Intentions Pod.
Yes, ma'am. And so today we're talking about forgiveness. The importance of forgiveness. How do we forgive? Do we forgive and forget? And we'll sprinkle a little talk about closure. Talk to me, Gidna. How do you feel about forgiving?
I don't forgive.
Whoosh, tell us more.
I'm a Capricorn. I do not forgive. I hold grudges for a long time. No, I'm joking. That was the old me. I'm actually trying to be a lot better. I think forgiveness is essential for self. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not doing it for the other person. You're just doing it so you can be at peace and you can, like, ease your mind, you know. And just because you have forgiven somebody does not mean you forget about the situation or the hurt or how you felt in the moment, you know. And I think that's what a lot of people get confused. It's like, okay, I've forgiven this person, so now let's act like it didn't happen. Yeah, right. I don't like that. We have to still remember, like, you crossed me, you know. I let it go, but you still we not where we used to be, and we probably won't get there ever again. But, you know, yeah, it's just my take on forgiveness.
For me, as far as forgiveness, through my journey, my healing journey and everything, like you said, forgiveness is for self. So a lot of forgiveness I had to do was on myself for allowing and tolerating certain behaviors, for putting myself in certain instances where someone was able to disrespect me, for not standing up for myself. Because a lot of it will be like the next day, like I felt ashamed of myself. I felt guilty that I didn't say what I had to say. Not necessarily the other person, because for me, like the other person, that's you. You're dealing with your own trauma, you're dealing with your own baggage, and we just together did not mesh. But the fact that you were able to get such a reaction out of me, one, or you were able to make me feel like that, why did I let you have so much power over me? And I sit down and I break that down, and then I forgive myself for not standing up when I had to, and like it's like a promise to myself, it's not gonna happen again.
I totally agree. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, with other people, do you think there's a timeline? Like, how soon should you forgive someone for doing something to you, or is it when the time feels right?
I think it's situational. For me personally, I struggle so much with having, like, conversations because, like I tell you guys all the time, the person I used to be, like, my attitude and how I would just snap on you at any given moment, like, okay, so I need some time to process everything and to figure out how I'm going to address the situation. And sometimes it's still not the best way, the most positive way, but in all the situations, I'm proud of myself because I know where I was. You know, so for me, it can't happen right away. I can't forgive you right away because for that conversation to happen, I have to be in my right state of mind. So, yeah, it's situational, I think.
For me, I can literally make excuses for anybody. Like, it's not necessarily like your action was right, but I get it. Like, if you were ever to, like, if someone did something to me wrong, it's like, okay, I know their background history. They had a lot of shit that they're dealing with. They don't know how to accept love. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily I make excuses, but because I understand, I'm able to extend grace. Like, it's not you, it's your trauma. You need to work on that shit, but it's not you as a person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just the way how you're projecting, how you're manifesting certain things.
Yeah.
And you've been through a lot.
I think that's a social worker in you, but I think that's you diminishing your feelings too and how the situation might have made you feel because now you're making excuses for the other person.
Not necessarily because I honor my feelings. The thing is I understand my feelings because I'm working a lot. And because I teach my kids about feelings, it's been helping me a lot about my feelings too. So just because I'm hurt doesn't mean that that's the reality. My feelings are not reality. A lot of times it's like my ego is bruised or it's triggering something from my past. that's why it's hurting me. It's not necessarily what was actually said. It's bringing me to a space where I've been before.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's why when you talk about processing, I do a lot of that, and I literally break it down to like the smallest little thing. When was I okay before I felt wronged? And then I go up that path. Okay, when did I feel wrong? Okay, when they said this certain statement, why? But that takes a lot of like time and energy. After a while, you start to kind of do it, instantly. But I have to do that because I don't want to be subjected to my emotions only. I want to be led. I know I have my emotions and I honor them, but I don't want to act off of it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'm still learning because some days I be.
Me too, because I will act off of it. Me too. It's hard. It's hard.
Sure. I'm making it sound so much easier than it is. It sounds very easy, but once again, I've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that you're equipped with the tools to do better. But like, yeah. I was just like, and I think for me, forgiveness of self is the hardest. Honestly, I can. Not easily, but I can forgive somebody else. Like, you did me wrong. It'll take me a little while, but eventually I'll forgive you. But for myself, even like with my pregnancy, just to be completely transparent, like, once again, if y'all been listening, y'all know my journey and whatnot. But I had to forgive myself because I was just like, whoa, this wasn't supposed to happen. So when it happened, it was just like, okay, it's okay. It's okay, you engaged in big girls activities, so it's like you got big girl responsibilities now.
Big girl.
So it took me a while to really forgive myself and let go of like the shame and the embarrassment and how I felt like that. Like, I never wanted to be a baby mom, like for me, like I don't even refer to myself as such. I'm like, okay, the mother of this person's child, whatnot. I'm not his baby moms, and I don't let any of my friends disrespect me by calling me a baby moms or saying your baby daddy. No, Skylar's father, or if we're that close, you're going to address him by his name. So it was just really hard. Even now, like seeing like the debates, like T.I.'s stepdaughter, she just got pregnant, and like the biggest thing, like with the Shade Room, they are very negative and very, very toxic. Very toxic. So like on the Shade Room, it was just like, oh well, she'd rather be a baby mom than a wife. Da 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 da. But it's like not everybody aspires to be a wife, and it's okay if they choosing to be a baby moms. Who are you to judge them? But I always take that personal because it's like I see myself like you're talking to me, and I'm just like, I didn't really choose to be a baby mom. First of all, I didn't even choose to be a mom. She chose me, okay? But yeah, like I had to forgive myself for my position that I was in, that I'm in, So that was really difficult. It took a while. It took a lot of therapy sessions. Like I'm not going to make it seem like it happened overnight. It was really hard. But yeah.
Yeah, that forgiveness of self is so
forgiveness.
Don't worry, I'll wait. I'm just kidding. That forgiveness of self is, like you said, the hardest part. Because sometimes after my breakup, there's some moments where a lot of my relationship, I was in a 4-year-long relationship, a lot of it is blocked off. A lot of it is like in the back of my mind. Sometimes I'll hear a song, or I'll see a girl, I'll see something, and it'll bring me back to that spot. And I'm like, bro, you really tolerated this shit? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm mad at myself again. How could you do that? How could you stay in there for so long? You don't love yourself. You preach about being this grown, independent, confident woman, but you were sitting there, being belittled and all these different things. But that's not who I am anymore. You know what I'm saying? And with the healing, like you literally have to accept and let go of every part of who you once were, because we change, we evolve. And what makes it hard is when we keep holding on to these old us that we're not ready to let go of, because we didn't make peace of that chapter in our life yet. So now you're holding on all that weight that you're supposed to let go, and now the current state that you're supposed to be in, you can't even enjoy because you're still in the past. So let go. So things that I could suggest you guys do: write a letter to your past self, or that self that you felt was wrong, and basically talk to them how you wish you were talked to. So for example, if it was like me and my ex in our relationship, and I think about a particular moment where I was crying or I was really upset, and how do I wish I was comforted? What feelings do I wish that I wanted? Not necessarily from them, but how did I want to feel in that moment? And you just kind of write about that. You make a lot, like you make yourself promises too every day. I'm never going to feel this way ever again. I'm not going to feel this way. These are your boundaries.
Yeah.
These are no-nos for me.
Yeah. And even with that, that's like you can write a letter to your future self too, the woman or men that you would like to be in the future, and where you would want to be, and what is a healthy environment, a healthy relationship, a healthy whatever it is that you're looking for, you know? So it's different things that you have to do. Once again, you have to be aware and you have to be intentional about a lot of things that you are doing to get to the point where you're truly happy and you're able to forgive the person or forgive yourself and flourish and blossom into the person that you were put on this earth to be.
Hello,
Amen.
Again, disclaimer, me and Gidna have been doing a lot of work. So a lot of things that we're saying, it sounds very simple, it sounds very easy, but it really requires a type of honesty and transparency with yourself that might have you like crying on the floor, like boo-hoo, disgusted and like ashamed. But it's from literally those ashes that you are reborn into who you are. Because it's no longer, I'm embarrassed, I'm ashamed. These are my wounds, but I survived. I'm a warrior. I'm a victor. You see what I did there?
That embarrassment piece,
Ooh,
like,
baby.
I used to be like, I don't want to post Sky because it's like now her dad's no longer in the picture. Everybody's going to be like, oh, you're just another statistic and this, and that. That was really hard. That was really difficult. Like, especially when you're somebody who pretty much live your entire life just trying not to become a statistic for anything, just trying to rise above every time. So for you to really get hit where everybody sees it, everybody can see that, like, everybody can see your sin or your mistake. I'm not saying Sky's a mistake, but, like, whatever it is, when it's, like, really put out there, that's that embarrassment. But once you get over it, baby.
No one can hold it against you. That's the thing. When you claim something, no matter how embarrassing, you claim it as who it is, no one can come up to you and tell you anything, because I know this about myself. I know who I am, and I know who I'm no longer. This is someone old. Yeah, we did, bitch, we did some shit embarrassing, but I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
Do you want me to go back to that person? Because you're bringing her up. You want to meet her. You know what I'm saying?
You want to meet her?
Young cats ain't play. But, shoot, you had a really good point I was going to bring into something, but I forgot because I went into tangent. You could keep talking. Because I was about to say something about to be real good. Keep going.
I'm letting you think.
No,
But,
'cause I'm quiet.
what about closure? Like, do you believe in closure? Like, once you've forgiven somebody, do you feel like you need to go out and seek closure from that person?
Personally, no. Only because I realize I'm only responsible for myself.
Okay.
And as soon as I'm done with the person, I wish them well. I wish them the very best. But I don't need the closure. I don't need the explanations. I don't need the this is what I thought was happening, because it's still not going to fix whatever happened. Nothing you could really say is going to fix the situation. So personally, I don't need closure.
I personally think closure is another form of manipulation, because it's like you calling me, oh, we need some closure, let's meet up. And then it's like you already had like days or weeks to think about what you're going to say. And then to try to will me right back into that same situation, like, no, honey, keep your closure to yourself. I don't think I've ever really gotten closure from anyone that I've, like, dealt with, whether it's a relationship or a friendship. Like, once it's done, it's done.
Right.
Like, the Capricorn in me is like, you shut out forever. That's
because it's like you do your work yourself. Like, whatever you're going to tell me does not fix anything. I don't care. That's what it is. I don't care why you did it. I don't care how you're moving now.
Yeah, you just shouldn't have done it. Yeah.
Yeah. Lordy Lord. So moving forward, how are we going to be?
I was going to.
Oh, go ahead. You want to wrap it up? Go ahead.
So, Cass, moving forward, how are we going to be more intentional?
I really enjoyed this conversation, by the way, one. And then how am I going to be more intentional? Definitely, like, having my boundaries, like making sure I know what my boundaries are and making sure that I'm honoring them too. And I'm just going to keep working on like my feelings, my emotion, and making sure I'm emotionally intelligent moving forward so I can interact with people the best way that I can.
Yeah, I think for me, similar to you, I'm going to do some of those things. But also, too, I think I need to be more vocal. Like when something is really getting to me, before it gets to a point where I feel like I need to snap, let's just stop it right then and there. Like, hey, I don't like that. Let's just stop. Let's talk about something else, or let's do something else.
Right.
So that way it's like we can save whatever relationship, and it doesn't have to get to a point where we're now doing the repairing of the relationship, because it never goes back to how it was. You know, sometimes it comes back stronger, but other times it's just like,
it's not worth it.
It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy. And that goonette me, I left it back a long time ago, but
If you help me out when it needs to. Yeah. When it comes to forgiveness, I really want you guys to focus on yourself. Forgive yourself first. Don't worry about anybody else. Make peace with every situation that you've been in. Forgiveness is for you, for no one else.
Yes. And on that note, we about to wrap it up.
So don't forget to follow me at QueenCast_X3.
And me at GiddyLoveJ1.
And you can follow us on YouTube at The Good Intentions Podcast and on Instagram at The Good Intentions Pod.
Amen.